Hi, my name is Noah Ederer and I am the CIO of the Royal Clinic of Surrey. My team and I have developed the management information system for the clinic. The following points will be addressed. We will address the business model for the clinic, we will go through strategies and values of IT, we will go through the potential issues with IT, we will also present the ER diagram for you, and we will also show an example of a SQL query. And finally, we'll conclude with a digital dashboard that we intend on developing. I will now pass you on to my team.
Hi, my name is Marcus Foe and I'm responsible for developing the business model for the Royal Clinic of Surrey. The business model is a generic plan that shows how we deliver, create and capture value, and I'll now take you on to the business model canvas.
I'll now address some of the sections. Our main purpose as the Royal Clinic of Surrey is to treat its patients at the highest possible standard. We will have a niche customer base who come to us for a high quality experience and a personal relationship between ourselves and the patients. Patients' comfort and satisfaction are the key elements of our service, and after the first few years, our aim is to have maximum customer retention. Our key partners include field specialists such as surgeons, the local community. The key resources of our business are the knowledge of our employees, our integrated IT services, and other physical resources such as medical instruments, the hospital clinic itself, and the access to cash. The revenue streams of RCS include the earnings from operations, the selling of equipment and pharmaceuticals to customers, and more. As a small clinic, we will be using our website and local advertising as one way of promotion, as well as working with the local community schools and charities to build a positive reputation. I will now go on to SQL query. Our SQL query is in the form of an investigation where an investigator has decided to look into which employees have been making prescriptions to which patients in February. Paul Bunderson is a high-profile client who is registered at RCS, and the investigator would like to see all prescriptions to make sure that he is not gaining access to more painkillers through an associate also registered at the Royal Clinic of Surrey. The results show us that Bunderson has only received a limited amount of painkillers from RCS, and the other patients are also on display. From this, the investigator can check if the other patients are associates of Bunderson to see whether he has gained access to more drugs than he should have. Additionally, the investigators can conclude that Dr. Foe has been responsible for Bunderson and will speak to him to investigate further.
Hi, my name is Priya. I'm part of the IT team and I'm responsible for discussing the potential strategic value of IT to our firm and identifying any possible issues that can arise in IT in our firm too. Investment in information technology is playing an increasingly pivotal role as IT has become crucial for long-term success. As a new company, we have decided to build our management information system with the use of the waterfall methodology. This method is well suited to our small firm that allows us to pay close attention to each stage of the information system creation. Investment in IT will allow our private practice to gain a number of tangible and intangible strategic values to support the growth of our company. The implementation of IT will decrease the cost of operations and promote supply chain optimization. A careful balance of strategic outsourcing and disintermediation will aid the increase of profitability as well as encouraging patient engagement and loyalty through improvements to customer service. This will give us a better chance of developing sustainable value creation for our stakeholders. Furthermore, information technologies create benefits through superior communication, effectiveness, flexibility, and brand image. Our niche market focus will allow us to use the data from our IT infrastructure to better serve our clientele, which is an essential strategic value as it allows us to be flexible to patients' expectations. The use of telemedicine is the predominant form of disruptive technology in the healthcare industry, in particular in connection with insurance companies, as we now can find more cost-effective healthcare solutions with fewer in-person consultations. We will attempt to remain competitive by harnessing the value of IT and gaining differentiation to create barriers to new entrants to avoid substitution. And now I will go on to evaluate the managerial and technological issues in computer hardware, software, information and systems. Substantial technological issues include acquisition, installation, updating, maintenance, and administration costs that associate with hardware and software. Moreover, health clinics tend to overspend, and therefore we can use the total cost of ownership model to evaluate the indirect and direct costs and estimate the actual cost of technology implementations. Other issues that can derive from information systems are data redundancy, inconsistency, isolation, and quality, as data is not always useful and can be counterproductive if not used correctly. There is an ever-growing risk of the safety and potential hacking, theft, and fraud issues, especially considering the fact that the NHS was hacked earlier this year. Our firm places high importance in patient confidentiality and the firm Now moving on to managerial issues, people tend to be the most vulnerable to fraud due to carelessness. This risk can be minimized and managed by frequently training our employees and informing our clients how to best preserve their information. One managerial issue is the threat of hardware and software failure. We have to control and manage the information system to minimize risks. Scalability is another issue that needs to be considered, as we tend to grow rapidly in the next years. Furthermore, our cloud computing platforms need to constantly be updated and managed to suit the corporate standards. One other issue that could arise is that not all employees may be willing to adapt to changing technology. Recommendations for risk minimization and management include using Oracle as a database management system to refine our data analysis and prevent redundant, inconsistent data. Another recommendation includes the use of radio frequency identification for supply chain optimization, such as tracking orders for painkillers and guaranteeing that there never is a shortage of painkillers. Lastly, the competitive forces model can be used to predict IT infrastructure spending, which can be merged with the total cost of ownership model to increase efficiency, productivity, and CSR.
Hello, my name is Michele. My role is to develop the company's database according to the business model and the operations carried out in the clinic. In order to do this, we've developed an ER diagram that highlights the main business processes and the relations among them. According to the business model of the company, we can create a diagram that reflects the business operations. This is the ER diagram. The ER diagram is made of entities that are linked together through different relationships. Every entity has its specific attributes, also called fields, that describe its content. Every entity needs to have a primary key that is an attribute that uniquely identifies a record. Moreover, an entity can have one or more foreign keys. These are primary keys in other entities. Two important issues we consider are data integrity and the avoidance of data redundancy. This database has 14 entities, and, as it can be noticed in the diagram, the cardinality of the relationships is one-to-many, as the many-to-many relations have been broken down to make the process clearer and the database easier to handle. People who are interested in booking an appointment with our clinic can register on our website by completing an online form and paying a registration fee. After this step, their account will be created in the clinic's database. People may also register directly at the clinic if they prefer. This information is stored in the database and appears in the entity patient. The primary key is patient ID, and other attributes are, for example, patient name and surname. Gender and status are foreign keys, as we created lookup tables in order to create drop-down lists. At this point, patients are able to book appointments through the website. They will be asked to insert the doctor they want to see and choose the type of appointment, either a checkup or a consultation, according to their needs. They also have to choose the date of the appointment according to the available ones. Information about appointments can be found in the entity booking. The primary key is booking ID. Other attributes are employee ID that indicates the doctor or nurse that deals with the appointment, patient ID, which are both foreign keys. The type of booking is a foreign key, as we created a lookup table booking type that includes the different types. Another attribute is appointment date. We then have the entity employee, which includes information about people working in the company. Here we have doctors, nurses, administrators, which include the IT team, and the clinic team. The primary key is employee ID. Other attributes are employee name and surname, and others.
And finally, I will take you through our digital dashboard for the Royal Clinic of Surrey. The digital dashboard is an electronic interface that consolidates all data across the organisation. In this case, the Royal Clinic of Surrey has several trends in databases that it can use to consolidate and create trends for the management. The prototype digital dashboard that we have created for RCL is depicted now on screen. As you can see, the digital dashboard is completely interactive. Currently, the digital dashboard is displaying the overview page. The overview page is intended to show a bit of information of all areas of the business, such as the new customer acquisition, customer distribution, some key factors about the financial situations, and competitor analysis. As you can see on the top of the digital dashboard, there are several tabs that you can go into and find out more information relevant to those tabs. On the digital dashboard, you can see a multitude of KPIs, key performance indicators. For each key performance indicator, there are two buttons that the management could use. The top right button would allow management to change any sort of variables or data that would be depicted in the graph. For example, they could change the time period to 1 month or 1 day, or they could change the variables to depict 100,000 to 10. The other button that management could use is in the bottom left-hand corner. This button would allow management to cross-check any raw data or processed data to make sure that the calculations in the digital dashboard are correct. This was a broad overview of the digital dashboard. Thank you for your time and best wishes from the Royal Clinic of Surrey.